Hi, is this thing on? Is this working? Are we scuffed? No, we're not scuffed. Oh my god, the legends are true. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Casters and Castles. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'm your dungeon master. And I am joined by some old friends. We've got Bren, we've got DriftwoodAsh, and we've got Sideshow for today's charity stream, Roll for Wishes. We are raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which during the SAG-AFTRA strike is the #1 employer of John Cena. So it's a very, very important charity. It's a very, very important cause. We're going to make some dreams come true. We're going to ruin some lives. We're going to tell an untold tale from Tiberius frickin' Wanderstave's story. Ash and Sideshow have created new characters for today. I'm just super excited to be back at the table with you folks. Bren, how are things? What time is it?
It's 7 a.m. I've been up since 6 a.m. for this in Korea. The sun wasn't up when I got up, and that made me sad. And then I set everything up, and the sun's come up, and I've ate some food, and I had a cup of tea, and now I get to play as a young Tiberius Wanderstave. So I get to mess up the campaign for everybody.
You know. The nice thing right now is that I have some control over things because this is a prequel. And we have we have to protect the sacred timeline. There's a lot that we can do, but we have to protect the sacred timeline. There are some boundaries on things. Ash, how you doing?
I'm good. You just jinxed everything, and we're gonna blow up the sun. I'm good. I am a producer for those who don't know me, and I'm playing what appears to be an elf.
Yeah, when a dungeon master says it appears to be an elf, it appears to be a treasure chest, it appears to be a completely harmless squirrel.
It appears to be an elf cleric.
That's it.
That's
No
it.
more questions, Your Honor.
I'm sure there's nothing strange going on there at all.
Nope.
What
I
could
plead the fifth.
possibly go wrong? Josh, how are things? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's the opposite side of the day for me. It's 11 p.m. I'm chilling. I'm settling in. I'm not going to pour beer all over my PC as I think I did last time we were playing D&D. That laptop's still kind of got a broken keyboard because of that. So that's my main goal for today is not to pour beer. I don't even have any beer. Don't know where it would come from, but that's the kind of
a good start. That's a good start.
That is a good start.
I think that's important for this. And tell us a little bit about your character.
So my character is a local that has joined up with Tiberius somewhat recently because his sole goal in life is to expunge evil from the world. Yeah, that's right. I am not playing any kind of deceptive character. I am playing somebody who is righteously trying to get rid of evil in the world.
That can't go wrong
at any cost.
So my new goal is for you to keep this character alive long enough for him to meet Alan O'Dale. That's the new objective.
That's the thing. He would probably assassinate on sight half of the characters that I've ever played in D&D. I mean, this guy is, he's a Gloomstalker ranger that really, really doesn't like evil things.
I mean, how old would he even be by the time Alan's born?
Oh, he's probably dead by then. He's only born in this character, so he's probably dead. He doesn't have the longer gifts of life.
We'll see. It's still like theoretically possible. All right. So we've got some donations coming in, which is awesome. You can donate. There's a button below in the doobly-doo. You can do !charity. We have a ton of incentives on there. I threw $5,000 on there just because it's a large round number and line go up. But half the reason we are asked to do this is just because Roll for Wishes is a new thing that the Make-A-Wish Foundation is doing. They're probably going to do it every year around this time of year. I think this is the first one. And it's just getting a bunch of tabletop streamers to put together adventures like this with incentives like this to push to fulfill a whole bunch of wishes. I seem to have put the overlay directly over my head, which I'll just wear that as a hat. That's fine. This is my life now. But there are, we've already hit an act of God. Let me see if this button still works.
That doesn't bode well for our productivity tonight.
And so we have a ton of different things. You can get specific incentives. We already have a show cat, and there are 10 kittens in my house, and none of them are in range. So I'll mark that one off as soon as I grab one of them or Untermaler. And we have somebody wanted to activate Wanderstave's Wandering Staff. As we all know, Tiberius Wanderstave, his staff wanders. But that's going to be
an euphemism.
Yes.
No. Not a euphemism.
No.
Okay.
That's going to be an extra use of the Wand of Wonder. So as we go through our adventure today, which is an untold tale that was referenced during One Last Ride, you're all going to have the opportunity to chip in, mess with our adventure. Hopefully I'll keep track of all of it. It's going to be scuffed. That's part of the brand at this point, so it doesn't really bug me. And Mitch is not with us today because, as it turns out, you need food and like shelter and things to survive. And he got a paid gig, so if that's still going when we're done, go watch him. We'll rate him if they're still alive. All right. Any questions before we dive into this nonsense, team?
None at all. This all seems perfectly clear to me.
Perfect.
Waiting for us to end up in the Feywild, so when we come out, you run face to face with Alan.
It was all part of a plan, all part of the plot. Our story begins today in the Northern Kingdoms, in the Eladrin Forest Kingdom of Elmspire, nestled to the west of the Foamhoar Woods of the Autumn Queen, to the west of the lands of the dreaded enchanters of Nenri, long after Ramius rewrote the Emerald Tablets and banished all of the Infernals and their minions to the underworld, long after the One Flesh cracked its way through the firmament and descended to Anakra to feast upon the blood of the earth, and the gods in their panic dragged up the blood of the earth, wrapped it in the bones of the banished fiends, and hurled it into the sky to become one of Anakra's 2 moons. Ever since then, an evil has lurked in the forests of Elmspire, and the elven family of Amrin has appointed themselves as its guardians. They know the spells and the songs to lull this darkness back to sleep. But every 11 years, it stirs once again. This time, it could not be silenced. In their desperation, as this malevolent power burst through the castle at the heart of Elmspire, grabbing it in vines and undergrowth that looks strangely kind of like meat, a lot less vegetarian than vegetation ought to be, consuming and taking over. The royal family is almost entirely missing at the heart of this throne room, consumed by the ancient evil. Only their princess managed to escape. She has been seeking help from beyond. Her pleas reached the word of a wizard of some repute in the Northern Kingdoms called Shinebright. And as soon as he heard about this problem, he immediately wrote to somebody he knows is hungry for glory and has an odd knack with magic that might be precisely right for the job. And so it is that the legendary sorcerer Tiberius Wanderstave, legendary someday, has arrived in this darkened kingdom. And on the outskirts of Elmspire, it's already pretty obvious. It's one of those, well, here's your problem situations. You can handle this, though, right? That's not going to be an issue. The defenders of Elmspire, including the princess, are sort of gathered around. They formed a perimeter around the castle, which writhes with unholy aberrations. There are mages, druids. The famous Bardic College of Elmspire has sent its finest. They don't have Bendis Rambletoon yet. Someday they will. That has nothing to do with their finest, though. That's actually completely irrelevant. But they've gathered and they've formed a defensive perimeter around the castle. And it is to this perimeter that our 3 heroes arrive. Bren, tell us a little bit about what we would see of Tiberius Wanderstave at this point in his future.
Tiberius is stood. He's wearing his classic red silky robe. this is very, I mean, not beaten up at all, honestly. It's actually quite new off the press. It's almost like he just got it. He just ordered it off Amazon. It came the next day, and he's just got it on. You know, it's not really battle tested. He sat there, not really sat there. He stood there, hands on his hips, looking up at the eldritch horror that's permeating from the building, and he's like, "Lon, you're an evil expert. That's evil, right?"
Well, it doesn't look good, Tiberius.
But you're an expert on evil. You kill evil.
I've killed many evil things, Tiberius, many evil things, but I'm not even sure what that is yet. I mean, we should probably get a bit. I mean, it's definitely evil, though, Tiberius. It's completely swallowed the. Tiberius, it swallowed the castle and killed half of the royal family. It doesn't get too much more evil.
Okay, I cast Wand of Wonder at it.
Well, here we go. I guess roll 1d100. Let's just go. All right, let's just go. 20. Yeah, I didn't have that up yet, so give me a second to see what a 20 does.
It's a gust of wind.
Ash, we're getting a little bit of my face is
Oh,
disappearing
sorry.
under
I
these
laughed
donations.
and just when I laugh out my nose,
All good.
That is literally the thing that he just cast.
Yeah,
He just cast
I
gust
thought
of
you were being
wind and
facetious. I'm gonna have to move this. It's now it's like a blindfold across me. This is not gonna work. Yeah, it's literally a gust of wind. That's actually okay. I thought you were being facetious.
No,
This amuses me.
just a gust of wind. Yeah, but I think Tiberius would listen. He's an overzealous young youth. He would just jump into action immediately. Wouldn't really think with too much nuance. It's a miracle that he survived until old age. With his just jumping into action, but yeah, I think he would just go straight towards it. Not towards it, but he would from a distance cast a
Tiberius,
gust of wind at it.
We're quite far away, and you seem to have just kind of blown at it. Maybe we should get closer first, perhaps.
did you
Yeah, you
remember
might
to
be right.
pray to the laughing god first?
No one laugh at me.
That's not
Let's get
Very
descriptions,
insecure.
visuals on our other two heroes. First off, the evil expert. Tell us what our heroes would see at this moment.
A fairly short, unassuming figure, but a little difficult to see in the twilight of Elmspire. He's dressed fully in dark clothing with dark hair and dark eyes, and blending somewhat into the shadows already. A bit of a brooding figure that doesn't usually have too much to say, but Tiberius's ridiculous actions do seem to make Lon a little more verbose than he would be otherwise. He's been living in the woods for quite a while and unused to hanging out with humans. And to be honest, he's not sure that he's met somebody like Tiberius before, so this is all somewhat new for him.
And Ash, as you expound upon the virtues of the laughing god, Fortune's father, Lady Luck, who would it be that we see saying these words?
She's like an androgynously beautiful sort of like elf. Very square jaw, long white hair, dark eyes, dark eyebrows, pale. Think like a masculine looking Targaryen. And wearing like a long kind of coat with a pendant she keeps to the laughing god.
All right. A blast of wind emanates up from our heroes. The nearby perimeter of archers and elven soldiers stumble as arrows get blasted out of quivers and just, fancy hairdos get messed up. And the Princess Cyrodiil will take a moment to regard these heroes who come at least somewhat recommended. Just a word, briefly, before you go in. This is not the first time this has happened, but this is the worst we have ever seen it. Our efforts to contain this have failed. every time that it's escaped before, it has claimed a new body for itself. And if we kill it, it just comes back again. She pulls a scroll tube, very, very old, with images of shells and waves carved on it, and she hands it over to Tiberius. There's a good chance that my mother and father may still be alive. If they are, they could still be saved. Please use this. Once you've weakened it, don't kill it, or it'll take them if it hasn't already. Use this instead. And she hands you the spell scroll.
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not good.
An 11. Now, chat has given you via donations. Each of you has a point of inspiration if you'd like to spend it right now.
I think that'll be worthwhile, just to know what the scroll is that she's handed me. So
All right.
I just roll again, right? That's what inspiration
And I
is.
will pat Tiberius on the shoulder. You are clearly the right man for the job. And we'll bardic inspiration. Hey,
Okay.
I'm totally a cleric.
What's the...
Totally a cleric.
That's
God, I'm
guidance.
just
That was
feeling
casting
so
guidance.
inspired
Guidance.
right now.
What's the die on that you have?
It is 1d10.
Damn.
Wow.
So roll again and add 1d10 to it.
Wow, that is
Okay.
rolling tragically.
Add 1d10.
Yeah.
/r space 1d10
Oh.
in the chat.
That's not bad.
Oh,
okay,
Thank you for the
22.
inspiration.
This is a unique spell. You have never seen it before. But you have heard of its pedigree. This spell was invented across the endless ocean on the island monastery of Irilek, where genies of the four elements teach their secrets to mortals. The spell was created long ago using a unique combination of earth elemental magic and arcane botany. It's called Ariana's Crystal Blossom, and it imprisons or seals a supernatural being into a gemstone flower that is created from it.
And at this point, Tiberius, in his life, he hasn't gone down to the deep. He hasn't stopped the Eldritch Horrors. That was part of his, like, the legend of Tiberius,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So he hasn't done any of that yet. So he doesn't have any of that prior experience to draw on. Okay.
Mhm.
I'd like to follow up on what the princess is saying and just kind of grunt and say, "You mean we're not here to kill it?"
If you kill it, it's just going to come back. But with this spell, you can beat the absolute out of it and then trap it.
Are you sure there's no way to just kill it for good?
I mean, we've been trying for ever since the horror descended from the sky. But I can tell you this, studying it to find a permanent way to kill it is going to be a lot easier if it's locked up instead of rampaging like that.
Huh.
I'm just
You
going to
wanna
kind of walk off in a bit of a huff. Fine.
There are two ways in. The evil has taken hold of many of the palace guard, and I would ask you to spare as many as you can. If there is no other way but to slay them, then they've sworn an oath to protect this world from the horror that lies beneath our palace. But whenever possible, I'd ask you to stay your hand. You can go in the front door, in which case there's going to be a lot of them standing between you. Or you can take the river passage underneath. I don't know what's down there, but it's not a small army of elven archers. I can tell you that much.
Up to you. Up to you two. I have no qualms about slaying these guards, but perhaps we should make a path through the river.
I mean, I'm honestly all about whatever gets us there fastest and most alive.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I quite like being alive. And honestly, why don't we just talk to these guys? I'm sure they're quite reasonable people, even if they are possessed by some evil doer. Listen, who hasn't done a bit of role playing every now and then, pretending to be evil? I mean, it's everyone has an experimental phase. We've all done it. We've all been there. And so why don't we just have a chat with them?
You know what? That is a brilliant suggestion. What if I spread the good word of the laughing god and see if we can just get them to be on our side,
But what is
to
the
roll
laughing
the
god?
dice.
Lon during this is just gonna settle down on his haunches and start oiling his blades. He's rolling his eyes. He knows that he's just gonna have to slaughter his way through here, no matter what these two are doing.
Oh, surely I'm not going to do this early. No. No.
I have a feeling. Listen, so what is the surrounding
How many
area looking
guards are
like,
there?
Joe?
Palace guards, a couple dozen. The surrounding area, this is the city of Elmspire. It is supernaturally dark. Fun fact, it is not currently nighttime, even though it looks like it. The sun cannot be seen behind a shroud of darkness. The city is surrounded by high walls. It has beautiful architecture, but the ground itself is racked with cracks. And you know when roots get under the concrete? It's that kind of thing going on, except they may or may not be roots. In fact, most of the city has either been evacuated or has fallen. There's a front gate, and you are near this gate, and you're in this courtyard with 3 fountains, and this is where the princess in charge of the armed forces has set up a perimeter.
And
Otherwise, it's a dark forest.
where are the guards exactly in relation to us? And like, what's
Inside the front... Oh, I just dragged you. Hold on. They are inside the front door. This is the march up to the front door. They're inside the palace.
they're inside the palace?
The ones who are probably under the evil's influence, yes.
Right. And I'm sorry, where is the front door? So we can't see them from where we are.
You
We
can't
just
see
know
them
that
from
they
where you
exist.
are. Once you
Okay.
travel across to the palace, you'll be able to go there. The entrance to the secret passage that goes underneath the palace is somewhere down, I'll point it out. Hidden in the trees down yonder.
Over
Also ignore the
yonder.
distances. Yeah, it's not 100 feet. It's bigger than that, but screw it.
While the other two of the party are trying to figure out where we go, you
Mhm.
mentioned that the city has kind of got roots that may or may not be roots underneath the ground.
Mhm.
I'd like to just kind of sit down and try and use one of my swords to lever up a brick and pick at these roots and do a little bit of rough investigation just to
Okay.
get the lay of what's going on.
What are your favorite enemies as a ranger?
My favorite enemies are monstrosities and aberrations.
Well, perfect. That would give you advantage on all intelligence-based checks pertaining to the 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. What skills do you have that would give you more insight into this that you could apply that to?
Specific skills like, for example, what I'm doing at the moment is more to do with investigation, I would say, because I'm not trying
Okay.
to recall facts, more so investigating the roots themselves.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make you roll for that. When you pull them up and you sort of take a look at them, if you cut them, they bleed this sort of sticky ichor. It looks somewhere between sap and blood. Like, honestly, like somebody just really well blended them. Has an emulsion of sap and blood. The trees themselves, the roots themselves, have the same kind of fiber pattern as roots of trees that do in fact grow around here, but they are warm to the touch where they really shouldn't be, and they're a little bit more pliant than they ought to be. They have almost like a meat texture to them, but it's just a little bit more give than that.
If I take a cutting, does it still move?
Once you've cut it,
Yeah.
it still kind of wiggles around a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to take a cutting and just pop it in my pocket.
Okay. I really thought you were going to say mouth. I don't know why. I really thought you were going to say mouth.
My character is not that unhinged.
Like, oh, just a classic scene. Just like the hunter just. Yes. I know exactly what we're
Orc
facing
blood.
here. Yeah. Can I assist with this? Can I roll an Arcana check on the
Yeah.
cutting and just witnessing all of this?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
to
you
get
can
a
roll.
bit more information.
You can roll an Arcana check on this.
Dude,
12.
there's no
This is very in character.
The man has a +8.
Oh yeah, well,
These are
The dice
abysmal
just hate him.
rolls.
So, which direction then, Tiberius?
Oh well, I mean, it's up to me. Of course, it's up to me. Pim, where do you think we should go?
oh, I mean, honestly, wherever it's going to be more fun. I'm all for seeing if we can convert a bunch of enraged maniac guards, and if they die, they die. I mean, they rolled
That's
the
good enough
dice
for Lon.
poorly.
Lon starts walking towards the
Excellent,
castle
guy.
gate.
Whoa. Hold on, before we dive into things, how about we have a couple of layers to this, right? We can't just walk up to this like it's a lovely town square meeting. We have to kind of look the part, no?
You want to
If-
be my disciples?
No, I was thinking more. So, why don't we just scope it out, see what they're looking like, and then maybe just try and disguise ourselves a little bit?
Oh, all right, fine. You're so boring, and I will cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Love him. Huge fan. All right, well, we've already passed
And I pull out my
$150.
disguise kit, and I get to work.
While you're doing that, we have raised $300 so far. Thank you so much, chat. And that gets us to 2 acts of God. So I'm going to go ahead and hit one of those now. Brenton, throw one of these cards. I'm doing it old school style like we used to. Grab one of the cards on Roll20 and drag it onto the field, and let's see what we get.
Where are? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Just drag and drop it.
Drag and drop.
Hunting horns, strength to the predators, woe to the prey. This essentially means that the wild fae are watching. And whoever asserts dominance as the predator in the next situation will be empowered. And whoever comes across as prey will be feared, basically. So if you
But
don't
we don't know
immediately
necessarily for that as the party, right? We just
But,
this
you
is
know.
just something occurring. Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
I'll just let us hang on to that one.
Mhm,
And let's see, take that. Cool. Back to your disguises as you were taking care of that. How are you disguising
I'm
yourselves?
gonna do my best to make us look like. Would we know what like the guards kind of wear and look like?
You would. You've got a whole bunch of elves around you who have not been taken over by the horror beneath Elmspire, and they're all going to be wearing similar armor, gear, etc.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to disguise us to look similar to, I don't know, an off-duty guard, like low on the armor, but like at least kind of wearing the right colors and hiding the ears of my 2 human friends.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for that until you're directly in contact with a potential enemy.
Okay.
Could I assist this with just to add a little extra touch on this with prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Sure.
Can I like paint us in some of the ichor that has been dug up a little bit?
Okay.
Just to
Big
kind of
ichor.
like
magical
if-
illusionary ichor, right?
Yeah, if they're
Mhm.
if they're, and I don't need to roll anything for that, right? This is just a cantrip.
Yeah. I might have you roll something when you're trying to convince people, but not right now. Not until it's an
Okay.
opposed thing.
I'd like to skip the disguise and just hide, if that's
Okay.
reasonable.
Can't you
Once
do both?
I'm gonna. I mean, yeah, I'll take a little disguise as well,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna mainly just try to be stealthy.
Your character just
Yeah,
an edgy, like it just. What are you like dressed all in black, lurking in the shadows to the
The
side?
lawful
Have you got
good
arms
edgelord.
crossed?
Yeah,
Your arms
basically
crossed,
just a young
leaning
adult
against a
novel.
tree.
Yes.
Do you sparkle in the sunlight?
No, I don't. I sparkle in the darkness.
That seems counterproductive.
But the sparkles are made of darkness, so it's just dark on dark, you know.
Got it. You're wearing black until they come up with a darker color.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good to stalk up to them.
All right. I mean, I think we should, if we want to be stealthy, getting up there so we can get a good view of how things are,
Yeah.
and then we can go from there. Let's
Yeah.
stealthily approach the gates.
Everyone give me stealth checks plus 10 because Pass Without Trace is a great spell and I love it so much.
I thought of you when I took it. I definitely felt bad, but only a little bit.
Okay, 27, 24, 25. Love that. Yeah, I'll just tell you right now, that's enough to beat the stealth checks on the freaking guards in the castle.
So I think creep up to, okay, you're showing us the map. Just kidding.
Yeah. This doesn't mean you're suddenly there and you don't get any more agency. It just means that I'm going to show you the map so you have a little more.
Oh no, I was
work.
about to ask what
It's-
what we see. So
Oh, there we go. About to say it was all black. Ooh.
So this is a top-down look, yeah?
Correct.
Okay.
So we're at the bottom of these stairs, the top of these stairs. Perspective's difficult for me to read.
Yes. This is the top of the stairs. It goes down into the chamber.
Okay.
You're at the front of the main entryway. The magical lights that illuminate this chamber have turned an eerie shade of blue with violet spark like embers crackling up and away from them. The palace guard stand rank and file, just staring completely forward. And behind them writhes an enormous hedge of those same meaty vines all the way behind them.
I'd like to try to identify which of these looks like the largest threat.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me, please. A 23. Okay, well, unless this next roll is... unless this next roll is a 19 or a 20, a 15, and a 5. So the answer is no on either of those. All right. These are mostly rank and file scouts who will specialize in focused archery. Like they'll all just sort of pick one target and turn them into a pincushion. Aside from that, these two are elite palace guards on either side here, here and here. Very dangerous hand-to-hand duelists. You've also noticed that there are others lurking in the shadows.
Ooh.
Right. And do these characters look like more significant threats than the Palace Guard elites?
They look like they would shiv you in the back.
Right. I'm going to try and quietly communicate this to the other two then, of what I've seen, and point them out while we're still hiding.
Hey,
And
I
you know,
then
while
I'm
you're still
going
hiding...
to-
so, and you might probably know that at this point.
So I'm going to try to slink off to deal with those two that are hiding quietly.
4. There's 4. I unhid the other two.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, right. And some of those are very close to us.
Lurking
so
in
I'm gonna-
alcoves, just waiting.
I'm going to try to indicate to the others that I'd like to start moving towards the one on the left. But I'm not going to start moving just yet. But I'm going to try and hand signal that I would like to go and take out the one that's closest to us on the left.
Okay.
Got it.
We're gonna
These are-
take them out.
That's what I'm indicating. I'm
Take them out,
all
like, out.
gung ho. I'm all gung ho.
We're going to kill them.
These are 5-foot squares, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna kind of nod, okay, yeah, go kill him. Sure, sounds great.
Whoa.
And, And to kind of pat Tiberius, time to go, and look forward.
Come
Good
on,
people.
You have the entire room's attention. They're all staring at you. They're not saying anything.
This may have been poorly planned. Do they look like they have their cognitive faculties? Is a question I should maybe have asked earlier.
Give me, as you announce yourself and start marching down the stairs, if you're looking for cognitive faculties, give me an insight check, please.
Okay. 8.
Oh,
that's a crit fail.
Oh!
That's a hard natural 1.
Okay. They are looking up at you in rapture, stunned by your entrance, completely captivated by your presence.
Yes. You know that I am here to tell you of the word of the laughing god. And you need to take a gamble today. And listen to me. I know you want to. Come closer. Come closer.
Come closer.
I'm sorry, who is that? Which one of you said?
Closer.
All of them.
Does that include, the ones that are hidden?
No, those ones are keeping their mouths shut. Would you like to go ahead and shiv one of them?
No, I'm just waiting until something happens, but I'd like to hang out close to the one on the left, waiting to gank them should anything appear. Anything occur.
Could I cast detect thoughts while this is going on one of them? Or is that like too many actions?
No, you can cast detect thoughts. I'll go ahead and allow that. You're now concentrating on that spell. Roll 1d20, please. 13. No wild surge. Okay, that's fine. All right. You open your mind to just skim the surface thoughts of the creatures before you. And I am going to go ahead and have you roll a charisma saving throw, please.
My charisma's quite good.
Flesh is one, all is one within the flesh. I am forsaken by my Father, but the flesh does not forsake me. Its kingdom shall all become one, and none shall be parted.
A susurrus of voices, nigh unintelligible, fill your mind, Tiberius. Even with a 16, even with your strong force of personality, so many voices, all of them at the same time, break into your mind, and there's so much information. You're having trouble parsing all of it. You're having trouble telling which of those voices you're hearing from the outside and which of those voices is you. I'd like you to roll 1d10, please.
A
A 6. Okay. Tiberius stands transfixed and does nothing as the susurrus of voices fills his mind.
Did you come out with me, or were you still hiding?
I'm still hiding. I just wanted to get a feel, the room temperature.
Congratulations, you have obtained the room temperature.
Yeah, I've got the vibes have been checked.
The vibes are immaculate.
The vibes are not immaculate.
They're
Lon,
not
can I
immaculate.
see you, or have you like disappeared?
I'm not invisible. No,
Okay.
I haven't cast greater invisibility or anything like that.
Okay. So they just say come closer. They haven't like actually come closer or done anything. They're so
Correct.
far just staring at me,
Mm-hmm.
enraptured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I took a minute there. So if you want to do anything further, Lon, before I continue, please, by all means.
I don't think If they haven't done anything, no. I would just like to. I'd just like to hang out outside the alcove, waiting for them to do something and waiting for them to react based on Pim.
Okay. I will.
Hey, you know what? I got your reaction right here somewhere. Hold on.
Behold, an act of God.
There we go. That's our $300. We're at $375 now, but I didn't do the $300 one yet. Our next milestone is at 450. It's another act of God. So I'm going to put away the 10 deck and pull out the 20 deck, and then Ash, I'm going to have you pull from that one.
Cool.
Whoop, whoop. Throw it down right in the middle of the stairs, and let's see what we get. Ooh.
Power of the sun. Evil cannot abide the light. Gaze upon it and be dismayed.
This one's got to go to Sideshow. This one's obviously got to go to Sideshow. He's the one who's out here to purge evil. Josh, you have been gifted by Zalar the Sunrider one smite attack, one burning smite that you can put on a melee attack. It will not be subtle, but you can choose when to use it.
Okay. And is it specifically supposed to be used against some type of... Would I know, like, it's supposed to be used against undead, or it's supposed to be used against something?
Anything that violates the sanctity of the cycle of birth, life, death, and renewal. Evil works. And we will work this into the plot by saying that rather than it just being like, oh, randomly Zalar says, hey, here you go. This is more like a one-time spell or holy oil or something that you've acquired, regardless of whether you believe in this god or not. It's a weapon against evil, and you have it in your back pocket.
Yep.
All right. Carry on.
Okay. Well, to me, they still look transfixed. So I will begin, extolling the virtues of the laughing god. And you in particular really look like you need a break. Have you considered poker? I'm just saying. It would probably take a load. In fact, why don't we get a game going right now? Pulls out a deck of cards. Who's in?
Let us play a game.
That's what I'm saying. Let us play a game. Also, you sound a little creepy, and it's kind of weird that you're all talking at the same time. Is there a table around here anywhere? Or do you prefer dice?
I'd like to try and indicate for Tiberius to start moving towards the vines while they're distracted. Again, hand signals only.
Tiberius, roll a charisma saving throw, please. A 13.
We have been torn apart and cursed by the poison tea. Now we are here. Their flesh is ours.
I need you to roll another d10.
And I'm hearing this in my head.
Yes. Or saying it in your head. You're not sure which. Another 6.
6 again.
Tiberius does nothing. In response to your...
Yeah, I'd like to sneak back over to Tiberius and bump him physically.
Okay. Doink. Roll a stealth check, please, Josh. Since you are now interacting with somebody who's just...
plus 10.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a 29, including the plus 10.
A 29. Yeah, great spell. Fair and balanced. All right. You poke him, and Tiberius, the results need to remain the same. The details are up to you. There's no response.
Right. That's a bit of a problem. Let me think.
Do I know what language these thoughts are appearing to me in? Or can I not
Deep
comprehend
speech.
them? It's all deep speech? Yeah, I would just be muttering in deep speech. Just very like...
Now, if he's muttering in deep speech, I speak deep speech.
So
that's
all
one
the
of
crap
languages
that I've been
know.
saying, you've been hearing.
Right, I see. Okay, well then, I think that gives me a bit of a better understanding of what's happened to him if he's just stood there mumbling in deep speech. So could I roll an intelligence check to try and use my knowledge of these kind of beasts, my like favored enemy kind of thing, if they're monstrosities or aberrations, to you know, draw on my historical knowledge of how one would deal with this kind of thing?
Yeah. Make that check with advantage because of your favorite enemy.
So what would that be? Is that like an what is kind of remembering shit?
History,
like
nature, arcana.
Yeah.
Flat int.
Okay. All right, let's do a history check then.
Okay, that's not bad.
Well, I have advantage, so I've rolled it twice, and I nat 20'd the second one.
Okay, so aberrations, creatures of the one flesh. When Liban ripped the earth and struck it out of the sky, bits and pieces of it were scattered all over the world. They have extremely alien minds. You immediately recognize this from some of your past studies. You can see Tiberius has in his hand a copper piece, the material component for the detect thoughts spell. So it becomes immediately obvious to you that he was scanning their thoughts and became overwhelmed by the sort of hive mind susurrus of chaos that they're all attuned to. So he's absorbing all of their thoughts at the same time, and they are incompatible with mortal intelligences. So he's stuck concentrating on the spell.
I'm not exactly sure how that spell works, but I mean,
it's a concentration spell. So if I
knock the piece of if I slap him, or I was thinking knock the piece of copper out of his hand, for example.
Yeah, no, that would probably work.
Not knock it out of his hand because it'll knock on the floor, but pluck it from his hand.
Okay, yeah. Removed. The spell is broken. Tiberius, the voice is shut out.
I'm gonna cast some very angry hand signs towards him. Together. Get it together, and then I'm gonna try and slink back over to the alcove.
I'm gonna take a moment to just collect myself, and then I don't know. I think I just stood there. I'm just wondering why. I'm like, why is him over there?
Making things even more strange, some of these entranced, infested, whatever they may be, elves have brought out a fine glass table and set it down on the floor.
Perfect! Don't suppose you have any chairs, though. It'd be a little weird to play standing up. I mean, you can if you want to. Honestly, the Laughing God is all for oddities.
We stand.
Okay. Starts walking down the stairs towards the table. I still think they're just enraptured, right?
You can roll another insight check if you want.
As I start walking down the stairs, where is my insight? There it is.
I ask myself that
Nat
every
20
day.
this time.
Oh!
+7.
Oh. Where are you when this occurs?
Probably about
to you,
halfway down the stairs.
Yeah, go ahead and put yourself on the map where you want to be.
Say like right here.
Okay. As you're doing this, you notice that the archers have been moving to more tactically advantageous positions. They've been sort of rotating around, setting the table for you. This looks kind of extremely ambushy. This looks very much like, yeah, come on down, make yourself at home, and then, you know, we'll kill you or capture you or something along those lines. And you also immediately recognize that they are all, there's only one mind present right now. They are not individually sentient. Roll a perception check for me, please, as well.
My passive perception is 27 for what it's worth. Okay, rolling.
Never mind. Screw that. Now that you're down here and closer, you can see something is wrong with their faces and their skin. There are patches of a fungus growing. You can see it like growing in their veins, along their spines, following their nervous systems, some of it running up their faces, and their eyes are glassy and glazed over. Not entirely sure how that escaped notice until now, but now you know.
Right. I just remembered. This is the wrong deck of cards.
That's a great excuse.
I left the correct one just outside.
As persuasive and convincing as that sounds, I'm going to have you roll a deception check.
Okay. 32.
All right. Somebody a while ago donated for me to show Cat. So this is Philip.
Oh.
He's one of our 10 kittens we have in the house right now. He was born back in, I think, March. He's a very sweet boy, and he likes to sit on shoulders. He's a little tuxedo cat.
He's very sweet.
For $10, we will show Cat. We've also hit 450. So, Josh, I'm going to have you draw from the 30 deck. Let me go ahead and pull that one out. Go ahead and just slap that down on the Twist of Fate.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
To those who delight in mockery, nothing is sacred. All right, that's a card from the Grey Jester, one of the Infernals. I gotta look up exactly what it does, but it's not great. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are all still watching you, and they're not going to say anything to you. They're just going to stare at you as you say that you have the wrong deck, and they're going to wait.
This one is for playing with people I don't trust. It's stacked a little bit. But the one for the truly honest folks, that one's... I left it in my other coat. I'm backing like one step at a time back up the stairs.
You're going to come into contact pretty quick with your colleagues. Oh, I remember what this one does. Oh, okay. We're just going to leave this on the table until it activates.
Oh, dear God.
Go ahead, Tim.
And I assume that, again, these hidden people have not made any level of move whatsoever.
Correct. We just got a $150 donation from Long Countercock.
That's not my character's name.
Well,
my
right.
character is called Lon Carterrock, not Long Countercock.
Oh. Yeah, and that's going to be a act of God, and the reward they chose was Tiberius Wanderstave's Surge of Potency.
Now?
I don't
An
think that
Aurora
one triggers...
Borealis at this time of year?
It looked like
Now?
entirely in this courtroom. Oh, man. All right. Let me go ahead and get caught up on... Actually, you keep going while I get caught up on some of these. We have Ash sort of backing away slowly. We have Tiberius coming to terms with his own corporeal reality, which it's like 7 a.m. there, so that makes sense. What are you all doing?
I will... Well, my initial plan, I think she would realize at this point that the initial plan was not going to be viable. There is like a wall of what eldritch horror monstrosity behind these people, right?
And there's probably something behind it. I imagine there's something behind it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not willing to take the damage by finding out.
All right, boring.
Fair. You know what? That's valid. Oh, you almost tempted me, but I can't take 2 people with me. I can only take 1 person with me. So I will, why don't you just wait here? And God, where can I catch most people? I hate that they spread out.
I'd like all 3 of, no, I would like Tiberius, and I would like, I haven't memorized your character's name yet, Ash. What was your character's name again? Pim. I would like both of you to please roll 1d20.
Okay. That's not how I do that. How do
That's
I do
okay.
that?
It's the oldest mistake. /R. It's
Yeah.
/R space 1d20. Okay. Tiberius, as chat has recommended, there's a sudden shock when you come to terms with when you come back, and that jolt recharges all your spell slots.
Oh,
You are now fully recharged.
okay.
Dope.
All right.
Um,
Anyways, carry on.
Shit, I just closed out of Roll20. Hang on. As I back up, I would like to, you know, as I'm making these suggestions, I'm going to cast Sleep.
Mhm.
Um,
Point of order. Everyone in this room is an elf.
oh, fuck. That's right.
You're a level 13
would know
character. I'm
better.
going to give you
I
that
would
one
know
for
better.
free. All right. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Josh, what are you doing while the backup ploy is occurring? Josh and Bren, both of you.
I am literally just making sure that they don't get ganked from this left-hand side.
Okay.
I feel
just
like I'm not
covering the
being
flank.
particularly useful, but I'm just covering the retreat.
Okay.
How well Josh has gone?
Oh,
What was it?
looks like Bren's camera's.
Has Josh DC'd for anyone else? Was it just?
Give me
No,
an F.
I can hear Josh.
Yeah.
I can hear
Bren,
both of you.
F5. F5, Bren.
Yeah,
It's you. You're the problem.
Oh, Bren's gone.
Yes.
Yep. I told him to F5.
I see.
He's been
Yeah, I'm
banished
just
to
gonna
the
stop.
Shadow Realm.
I'm going to start backing up towards the door as well, as
Okay.
Pim does.
We have reached $600 raised so far. Thank you, everybody. That is going to be our level 4 Act of God. And we're just going to cycle through, and I'm going to go ahead and have Bren draw this one. So pick a
While I
card,
draw
any
this
card.
I'll put it on the staircase.
Soothing wind,
again.
peace and solace surround you, removing all ailment and injury. I'm just going to say you can deploy this one later because nobody's actually been hurt yet. That's a heal for the party. Decide when you want to use it.
Okay.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
Would I know anything about what this eldritch horror type thing is?
Oh, what sort of knowledge skills do you have?
Like what am I proficient in?
Mm-hmm.
Stealth,
History,
sleight of hand, religion,
nature.
persuasion, performance, perception, medicine, insight, history, deception. That would be it. I'm
Okay.
half proficient in everything else.
Give me an Arcana check then.
Okay. Did we lose Bren again?
Yes, he's flickering in and out of our reality, cascading through space and time. Brent, can you hear us?
For Arcana.
Yeah, so Josh just keeps disappearing for me. I don't know
Alright.
why.
Josh, you F5. We'll see what happens. All right. With a 15 on your Arcana check, what was your question again?
What do I know about like what this thing is? Like, is it Fae, fiend, like undead, like
It's giving you unseelie Fae vibes, but there's like something wrong with it. Unseelie Fae twisted by aberrant forces. An unholy melding of the two. This control over nature isn't normally associated with aberrations. So this kind of power must be maintained, and to hold a mental sway over elves who are all normally quite resistant to charm, it must be some combination of the two.
Okay, well, in that case, am I 60 feet from the wall of monstrosity thing?
60
Eldritch?
feet. Yes, pretty much exactly.
Cool. I'm gonna and the laughing god, it accepts all kinds of people because variety is the spice of life, and cast planar binding.
What's the cast time on that one?
Nope, it takes an hour. God damn it. I'm
Yeah.
not
Just talking for an hour on the
I'm not gonna
staircase.
talk for an hour on
If
the
you want to just
staircase.
go ahead and stall, just fill.
I'm not-
Casters,
just
start
fill-
game.
fill for like an hour. Dear God. No,
What?
you're right. You're right.
I
Fuck.
assume we're leaving this place then, are we?
Mm,
It's up to you, team.
Trying
You
to
see the
What-
situation.
Can I see what the radius is of fireball?
Ah, yes. Oh, they added a new tool. Go to the measuring tool on the left-hand side, click it, and see if you can pull up a circle. See if that pops up for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Set it to snap to corner, and then you can just measure a fireball. Yeah, set it to snap to corner because it goes off of an intersection instead of the middle.
And it's 20 feet.
Correct.
That looks pretty good to me.
We hit eight of the infested guards.
Yeah. The trouble is, do I really want to kill them?
Is there any physical sign that you're prepping to cast fireball?
I think can I just prepare it and have it in my back pocket in the back of my mind?
If you ready an action, that means you're getting the spell cast and then waiting to release it. And if you don't release it, the spell is lost. So you can't have it ready to trigger. You can just say, I've got everything ready to cast fireball and tell me when you want to cast fireball, but we might still roll for initiative or whatever because of the way that readying spells works. Your Wand of Wonder has a lot of bonus charges right now because of chat donations.
Right. I know what that does.
I'm just going to put this out there. As soon as I see Tiberius looking like he's going to cast anything, I am engaging on this guy in the alcove.
Okay. You tell me. You tell me when you attack.
It's just up to Tiberius. As soon as he
it's
pulls
all
his
on
wand
me.
out, as soon as it looks like this is getting aggressive, I'm preemptive striking.
I would love to solve this without violence. Tiberius would love to solve this without violence. He thinks this would tar his career. You know,
One
as
is
the deck.
itching.
We will play a game.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna be playing games, then I suppose we should just take a moment and thank the Laughing God for all of our luck and maybe wish them for just wish for a little bit more. In fact, I prefer to play with weighted dice, and I'm going to cast Bless on the three of us.
Okay.
Please.
We've just received a $250 donation from Make Good Decisions. I really appreciate your support, but I have extremely bad news. Have you looked at the cast?
There will be no good decisions made.
Yeah,
But
we appreciate
that does,
you, though.
yeah, that does take us over a threshold. So I'm just going to go ahead and have Ash, you are up. What have you pulled from the 50 deck?
Oh, awesome. 50 deck. Great.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look ominous. I can't read it. Everything just zoomed out. There's a swirl. What does it say?
It's beyond the seventh gate. The world around you fades. The silent city beckons. It's
Oh,
the
no.
silent city with the dream tea. Do you remember the dream
Oh
tea?
my
And
God.
they were talking.
Yes.
No. You
They
mean
were
where we
talking
let
about
a
the
Chardonnay
poison
free
tea.
or whatever and
Yeah.
broke everything?
Are they related? Because in my head, the deep ones were talking about the poison tea ripping their body apart, and now they've been made whole in flesh.
Oh my God.
Were they lost in the silent city? Is this related to them?
And a
Would you
Chardonnay is
care-
still captive at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This one might take a little cooking on my side. Why don't you keep doing things while I I have to get some stuff ready. You know, there's some stuff I have to do.
Well, as Pim casts Bless, I am also going to attack this person in the alcove because I'm assuming that as the spell is cast, that means we're gearing up for something. You know, I've noticed that they're getting into position, setting up for an ambush, etc. The tension is building. Pim casts a spell, and I'm like, "Fuck it, we go."
Yeah,
Roll for
telepathically
initiative.
in my head, I'm telepathic, by the way. I'm saying to each of you in turn, I feel unsafe.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I get rid of this guy just to ensure that we have some way of getting out at the very least.
Roll for initiative.
Oh my god, what a tragic initiative roll.
No, not the the table does not have to roll for initiative.
I messed up and didn't select my token.
I didn't select mine
and
either, but I got it
because
right.
Okay, all right. Because you're in D&D Beyond instead of Roll20, it wasn't able to, because I told you it has that new guess feature where it tries to figure out who you are, but you're using Beyond 20, so it did not go through.
It looks like it guessed correctly,
Guess
I
you
see
correctly.
an
It did not guess the Tiberius.
but it says 11, Tiberius Wanderstave.
Yeah, just didn't add it to the.
It didn't guess the
turn
token.
order.
It didn't guess the
Oh.
token. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it didn't guess your token either.
Oh, I guess that's true.
That's
I
fine.
clicked in Roll20 because, you know, I remembered what to do.
Yeah, you remembered. Okay,
Yeah.
this guy.
I did not.
No big deal.
Teacher's pet.
Okay.
Considering that we're hiding and this guy has not seen me,
Mhm.
are we moving first? Are we surprising these guys?
Yeah, surprise attack.
This is a half surprise situation because well, I guess casting Bless isn't a hostile action. We're going to proceed in initiative order, but you still gain the benefits of surprise. That's how I'm going to say this. All right. Now, is Bless a concentration spell?
Yes.
Is Pass Without Trace a concentration spell?
Let me double check on that, but I believe so. Yeah, so I drop Pass Without a Trace when I cast Bless.
Okay. Josh, I need you to make a new stealth check. And Tiberius, assuming that you're lurking in the shadows still, I also need you to make a new stealth check.
Oh, what a tragic roll.
I am going to give you surprise, but only against the elven agent that you were preparing to gank. If you want to move yourself to wherever you would have been for gankery, please feel free to do so. But your surprise, your stealth will not. The wizard, okay, that's fine. The sorcerer is sneakier. That's okay.
Yep, that makes sense for some reason.
All right, so you cast Bless, which is not an inherently hostile action.
I've been proselytizing this whole time.
Exactly. So go ahead and take your movement. Going up the stairs costs double.
Awesome. Okay. I will. Was Bless my action for this turn?
Casting Bless was your action. By taking that action, you initiated initiative.
Okay. I have moved up the stairs.
Okay. The elven
Wait, my speed is 30. I
duelists.
can move one more stairs.
There you go. The elven duelists at the bottom floor. There's something else at work here. Let me see. No, that's fine. They're just waiting for you to come play a fun game with them. That's all. Tiberius, it's your turn. What do you do?
God, I really want to try and settle this without killing them, but also they are in just prime fireball territory.
On the one hand,
Like
it would be wrong. On the other hand, it'd be super convenient.
Yeah, it would just be so easy to do, to just absolutely seventh level fireball them. It'd just be so easy.
What would you do?
I think that Tiberius cares a lot about how he's perceived. He wants to be a hero, and he's probably under the standing that this one is not getting written in the history books. It's already gone. It's already gone just absolutely to pot. And at this point, it's just this is not looking good. There hasn't been any hostile action, so I Tiberius wouldn't cast Fireball yet. If shit hits the fan, I think he would, but and it would be convenient.
Lon is about to poo on the fan.
He's about to poo on the fan.
Lon is about to
fecal
squat
matter
over the fan.
It's gonna go everywhere. Okay, I mean, and I'm
you
looking
wouldn't know
to the
that
side, and I'm seeing. I
necessarily,
wouldn't know
but
that.
Yeah.
I'm about to.
And I'm just saying, okay, Bless has been cast, and they Lon's missing. I feel awkward in this scenario. No, I'm going to stick to my guns here. Tiberius wouldn't cast Fireball until somebody attacks. Tiberius instead would be trying to just like connive his way through this scenario in any way or form. And that includes having the absolute egotistical idea that he could potentially persuade and bargain with an eldritch horror godlike being. So I think I would announce to the room as a bit of a follow-up. I'd be like, in the deep language, enough games. We've been sent here for one purpose and one purpose only. You already know what it is, oh great one. You already know what it is. We're here to set you free. We're here to make sure that you can leave Elmspire. We know you've been trapped here for many, many, many years on this repeated cycle. It must be getting old at this point. We've been sent here to make sure you can get out to the wider beyond.
Ah! Are you speaking in tongues? Is he possessed? What's going on?
Tiberius, roll a deception check, please, unless you actually mean what you're saying.
Oh, he does not mean what he's saying.
Roll a deception check.
He means to get them out, or like essentially this. He needs to get this on a more favorable playing field.
Mhm.
So he does intend to, like, if he can get the big bad boss, whatever, out, but then he's going to cast it into the flames of Mount Doom. Like that's the intention. So there's some. He means what he says, but
It sounds quite deceptive to me.
Yeah, it's deceptive. It's
Okay.
deceptive. I'm just
Yeah,
like
roll
giving you
that.
context of his thought process. 24.
That's not bad.
24. Okay. As you say these words, the vines dividing the room begin to split apart. Revealing the back of the chamber. The king and queen stand, their faces and skin blotched with that same violet-colored fungus, tracing along their spines, up their necks, tracing their nerves throughout their arms. And behind even them, an enormous tree of blood, vines, and flesh and bone. It creaks, the hands on each of its ends twisting in an unseen wind in response to your words.
You will set us free.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and go to our break. First off, though, I have to thank Free Ashardalon did nothing wrong for the $150 donation. When we come back, I'm going to figure out what the hell to do about the Silent City. We'll have some more acts of God, and we will go ahead and bring this to a dramatic conclusion. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.